Hi, I'm Stan Houston, and I help with the Communications Outreach Ministry here at Community Church of Saddlebrook. And these two lovely ladies with me are...
Bev Frazee.
And Jeannie Williams.
And what are you guys all about?
We're all about the Prayer Shawl Ministry.
Well, you know, I thought of you lovely ladies this summer. I did. You see, I had the opportunity to be up at our summer cabin up in Minnesota, and I was having my morning watch, and I had picked up a book on the power of prayer. And I went through that, and I found a fascinating story. In 1 Samuel 30, David, King David, mighty King David, man of mans, they've gone through some bad times. Just like Pastor Ron said, in the story of Joshua, there were some deep difficulties. And they were at battle, and what had happened is that they had gone out in a raiding party, and when they came back, they discovered that their wives and children had been kidnapped and taken away. And the story says that David and his brave men wailed in distress. And then David said to Abiathar the high priest, he said, "Bring me the ephod." And the colleague who put the book together said, the ephod is like a prayer shawl. And I said, incredible. The ephod, even King David in his distress needed a
prayer shawl.
That's right. So, you know, we all need a prayer shawl. So that's a great story. Once again, it's from 1 Samuel 30. King David had a prayer shawl.
And Stan, we even have an ephod for you.
An ephod for me.
And it is your color.
It is. Thank you so much. Well, you know what?
I think I'll put one on too. How about you, Bev?
Okay, let's wear our prayer shawls today.
Even at 90 degrees, we wear these.
You know, one of the things that we want to talk about then is how did this ministry, how did this outreach start?
It was due to a lovely lady in our church named Karen Houston. She told me about her knitting experience for domestic violence people, and she said, I think you should start the Prayer Shawl Ministry, Viv. I'd heard about it actually first through my home church in Bellevue, Washington. So it didn't take long for us to get started. This was in March when I spoke to Karen of 2007. By May 29th, we had our first meeting with 10 members, and it was on its way.
And to this date, over 5 years now, we have knitted approximately 416 shawls, and we have given out 361.
416 prayer shawls.
That's a lot of knitting. That's a lot of knitting.
It is a lot of knitting. Well, now, with this in mind, tell me a little bit about how this ministry works and how people can get involved in it.
Well, it's very easy. We do want to extend an invitation to our new members in the church, those that enjoy knitting or want to learn to knit. Just come to us and we'll be helping you out. The ministry reaches out to many people, especially those that are in need physically, spiritually, or emotionally.
And, Jenny, it's not just knitting a prayer shawl. There's a lot more to knitting. It's really a prayer shawl ministry. It's a prayer ministry. Describe that process.
Stan, that's right. We don't just knit. When we begin to knit our shawls, we have a lovely prayer that we recite as we're knitting. And then we have a group blessing of the shawls at our meetings. So there's love, and God's warmth goes into every shawl that we knit. I'd like to read the prayer to you. Creator God, be with the person who will wear this prayer shawl each day. Comfort and console them as you hold them in your healing presence. May this shawl be a sign of your love and grace. May this shawl bring warmth when they are weary. May it surround the person and cover with love to ease the pain and suffering. O Christ, be with the doctors, nurses, and all who care for the sick. May your strong touch reach out to heal all the broken and hurting people and places in our world. We ask your blessing on the prayer shawl and the name who will wear it. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Now, how do you decide who will get a prayer shawl, and how do you deliver that? How does that happen? Over 390 times?
Well, we use the prayer team's list of people that are in need. And, of course, our congregation is large. There's family members that are always in need. So there's never a lack of a recipient. We always have somebody to take that shawl to.
And these are not just women who get prayer shawls.
Not at all. We have many men. We've had young children with problems. So we reach a lot of people in our ministry.
Well, you know, that is exactly. I mean, King David cried out. He cried out, "Bring me the prayer shawl."
Yes.
It's just amazing when we get thank you notes for these shawls, how deeply touched people are with the presence of this God's embrace. Mm-hmm. It's putting on Christ. And people are so appreciative, knowing that somebody has prayed for them, and they just enjoy these shawls so much. They wrap their whole bodies up in them. We have pictures of the recipients in poses with the shawls, and it really warms our heart when we know we have done God's work.
Well, I know that you have a number of what I simply call some stories of blessing. So, first of all, show me the book that you use, and then kind of a conclusion to our little story, you're going to share some of those testimonies. Okay, tell me a little bit about this book.
This book was put together by Judy Dietz. This page is the prayer that we send out in the enclosure card with the shawls, and we've taken photographs of different members and different recipients, and we have them in this book for memories.
Okay.
I have a few lines I would like to read to you. These are excerpts now from thank you notes that have been sent to us. Judy Dietz named her book, Knitting Up a Storm for Jesus and Praying While We Knit. This is the first one. I am so touched by your love and thoughtfulness. I'll wear this shawl with reverence. I want to send a special thanks to the prayerful Christian souls that give of themselves so unselfishly, and their talented, gentle hands that create each special prayer shawl. Christ's healing presence does surround me when I wrap myself in this wonderful prayer shawl, and the love and the prayers you expressed while making it are among the most precious gifts. Thanks so much for the beautiful prayer shawl and the prayers. Please don't stop. I was touched that you all care so much for someone you have never met.
Wow, someone they've never met.
Mm-hmm. Sadly, the only time we could wrap Mom in her prayer shawl was just before she died. However, we, her family, wrapped ourselves in it every time we sat with her in the hospital the last 3 weeks of her life. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for the beautiful gift of love. You could not have surprised me more than you did. My prayer shawl will accompany me to Mayo, and I will treasure it always. When I first put this beautiful shawl around me, I felt the warmth of God's love and your prayers. I found myself at such peace and started praying for others. It makes my heart and soul smile. The best gifts are always from God, and this is definitely one of them. And the last comment, the prayer shawl, has been used a lot.
Prayer shawls make a difference. And you can make a difference. We're being called to do the right thing, to pray, to come together, kind of to be knitted together.
There you go.
And as we wear our prayer shawls, as we make our prayer shawls, as we share God's grace, you too can join and make a difference. Now, if people want to get involved, who do they contact?
Well, they can contact Bev or myself, Jeannie, And we'd like to invite anyone that's interested in having a good time knitting in our knitting circle. We can always use new members. Our next meeting is October 15th at 1 o'clock at the Parish House, and we'd love to have you come. If you know how to knit, you don't have to be a professional, you don't have to be perfect, just bring your knitting needles and we'll get yarn to you. And also, if you don't know how to knit, Bev's a good teacher. So we would love to have you. We would love to have you come out and join our prayer shawl ministry and join in with the fun we have, because we do have fun and we laugh a lot and we talk too. Can you imagine? Yes.
Well, thank you so much. You see, you can make a difference even by knitting prayer shawls. I'm Stan Houston.
Bev Frazee.
Jeannie Williams.
And we wish you God's best and blessings as you serve one another. Bye for now.